Right, hello peeps. So we've got an adventure this week. Me and my friend John, who's just making a cup of tea there. Wait, you'll see a lot more John later on. We are going to go, all being well, to St Kathrine Docks in London. So this is days 3 and 4 of our voyage. As we know, we've anchored at Yantlet Small Boat Anchorages for the night. So we set sail in the morning. And then we were heading up the Thames, past the Thames Gateway ports, past Tilbury ports, past Thurrock Yacht Club, past St Clement's, which is anchorages that I took last year when I went in Heron, and then we go when we anchored at we took a mooring buoy at Erith Yacht Club for the night. And the following day we continued on past Margaret Ness, made the radio call through to Thames Barrier, and then we went obviously through the Docklands, and then we carried on through central London, and then ended our voyage at the Tower Bridge. Morning. You wake up to slightly different neighbours than you do in the Crouch when you are anchored on the Thames. There'll be a bit of, not a lot, but there'll be a bit of a lump rolling off the back of this when he's about half a mile ahead of us. It's not too bad. Certainly not going to be on a run today though. The wind's coming from that direction-ish. Actually, that direction. So there's going to be a bit on the nose. Saw some boats on the way out last night. Well, getting into the dark, like 10, 11 o'clock on a run on the way out. So it'd be nice on the way back. But yeah. A bit of motor sailing probably to make headway today. Depending on conditions, you can't always catch the chain in the washing up bowl such as this, but it does help because it can be a really messy job sometimes, and as people with westerly centaurs might know, it's quite difficult the boat doesn't really carry the chain straight through to the bottom chain locker, so you have to go below decks and almost feed it through to get it into the bottom chain locker. So I tend to gather it on deck and then set the auto helm and then nip downstairs and stow the chain after I've got on the way. Okay, mate. my defence here as I take a rest. It was quite a strong headwind and quite a strong tide that I was lifting that anchor against. What's that? Nice. Right, here we are, underway. Quite a lot of boats out, a few motoring, like we are. We just weighed anchor. We might have a go at getting the jib out in a minute. He's obviously going in the opposite direction. He's the same as us, westerly centre. And yeah, there's some that are tracking. So yeah, that might go on the Westerly Sentinels owners group. Fox. We'll put a shout out to him when we get home. Yeah, so we are going past the International Gateway. We are on the south bank as instructed. So Mr. Christian is on the helm, and I am just about to go up and clean that hell of a mess that you saw in the on the foredeck, ready to stow the anchor in the anchor locker. Jeez, what a mess. There we have some big neighbours. International Gateway. As we've said a couple of times, we are on the south of the river now. Normally you'd be on the starboard bank, passing port to port, but we're crossing here, and then we cross back at mucking number 5, I think. So, ooh. John's just going over to get a closer look. So for a sailing channel, there's not much bloody sailing. So here we go. Second time on the Thames, second time on the nose. So with neighbours and traffic like that, we're not going to be beating here. So it might be a little stretch when we get around the corner. When it suddenly might be a section around the corner when we can get a bit of an angle, get the jib out. Everyone else drops to go past the International Gateway. So about 4 knots, just 1500 revs, so that's good for the old girl. Probably leave it there. We could squeeze a bit more out of her. Well, we could rag her, but we're not going to do that. So yeah, she's pootling along nicely. The passage plan is for 5 knots, so we're a bit behind, but the tide should gather momentum and increase our speed over ground shortly anyway. So speak to you later. So we've seen a few of them go past this morning, but we've got a big pack of them here. There's clearly been some sort of a D-Day celebration somewhere. These old boats are coming through. They're all going really well, but they are motor yachts. So yeah, all look good. JC on the helm. Here we are, just passing mucking number 5. We just crossed from the port to the starboard bank, obviously for the navigation channels, and then we are keeping a watch on channel 68. There's some traffic round at Tilbury Docks, but we're a long way from that, so should have cleared by the time we get there, if there's not some more. Yeah, there we go. Mucking number 5. Go a little bit close to the bank, and then we'll head for that green boy over there. Right, we're not sure why that guy was on the port bank when that big ship was heading in his direction, but he's changed his mind and he's 568, so the skipper of that vessel's not shouting at him, but we don't know why he was over there. He's coming across now. It's not tons of room there. Enough. But crikey, a bit closer than I'd like to be. It's running. Just got to get a bit lumpy. She loves it. Oh, Shmir loves it. Bring it on. Forts, that big lad. There were some instructions. There was those small ships that we saw arrived here about the time that he was docking. So they were instructed over to the south bank, south bank, but now they're furiously driving those container car things to, in actual fact, unload and reload by the looks of it. Very cool. But those bits in the middle must be what they stack up against. Very cool. First sights of the QE2 bridge. I'm not sure if you're picking the sound up on this one. It's very windy. I'm trying to cover the mic, but here we go. We'll be going underneath that in a minute, and then Erith is just around the corner. Here we go again. Underneath the QE2 bridge. Absolutely monumental. Ah, dirty stink boat. That's what we don't need. Bloody big wake just as a part of this ship. Right, I better take over. It's a Christian. Steer into that. A small interlude to ride the wake. So here we are, approaching the visitors' moorings at Erith Yacht Club. The visitors boys, they asked us to take the first 8 on the outside shot, so we're coming in here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to take number 6, and it looks like someone else is visiting on number 8, and we'll leave 7 free. So there we go. Okay, we can go forward, we're going that way. Okay, Chief. Nice. So there it is behind me. It'll be very small if you can even see it. First glimpse of the city on our way to Margaretness.
Heavy lifting, Blackfriars Works diving, and the Chelsea Tideway Works heavy lifting. Navigation information. Thames Barrier, Foxtrot span defence position, exclusion zone in place, Brunswick Wharf, notice to mariners, Mike 70.
Foxtrot closed.
Blackfriars Bridges, number 2.
London VTS have just told me that Foxtrot span is in the closed position, which is that one, which is likely the one they were going to send us through. So I suspect they'll send us through Echo, or maybe because we're a shallow draft, we might even go through Golf. But it's going to be E or G then. It would have been F otherwise. I don't know why they closed it. So interested. At Westminster, that big dredger that just passed us, they requested Delta, which is interesting. It's unusual. I don't know why he didn't go through Echo. We know Foxtrot is closed. That's interesting. Wonder where they'll send us. He requested it, they didn't give it to him. Right, straight on the nose. There we go. 4.8, 4.9, 5. There we go. And as the tide gathers pace, that will nudge us up to 6.5 as we go anyway. So. Cool. Barking Riverside Clipper, Transport for London, boat stop, City of London. London VTS, this is sailing yacht Shamir AM 26 foot sailing yacht, motoring in from Margaretness, requesting permission to transfer ferry.
Shamir, London VTS, proceed on the Thames Barrier, take Golf span. That's the small span. North side of the river, starboard side as you approach between piers 3 and 4, the small span, over.
Golf span received, over.
Recovery, clearing out this control.
Barking Creek, which the tidal barrier looks like it's under maintenance at the moment, and a chuffing great big scrapyard. And onwards as the city looms larger and larger in the distance. We just radioed London VTS, as you should have heard, and we will see the barrier shortly as we round the next couple of corners. Woohoo! JC's found his new home. Can't get him down off the front there now. Living the dream. Ooh. Greenwich up there. Obviously we're a fair ways out from it yet, but obviously Royal Naval Academy and everything else coming up. Millennium Dome. Brilliant. Our first Uber boat. It's going in the opposite direction. We'll see a lot more of those. London City Airport just ahead, plane's taking off, that's pretty cool. First sight of the Thames Barrier. Woohoo! So there she is, and that's our gate on the starboard side. London VTS, this is sailing yacht Shamir. I've got the barrier in sight and we'll transit gate G, over.
Yes, Shamir, London VTS, proceed on. Yeah, you have span Golf G at the barrier, well over to the starboard side, over.
Thank you, out. Tate and Lyle, sweet. Thanks to Justin Stewart for that joke. All that raw sugar just being hoofed out of there with a great big ook. That's Foxtrot there with the crosses on, that's up. That's what it looks like when it's closed. They would all look like that. That's Echo just to the left. That's for the bigger ships. They're leaving that for bigger ships. They didn't let me go through because I'm tootling along at 4.5, 5 knots. And we're going through Gulf, which is that one there. It's monumental, it's absolutely enormous. That just is bigger than I was expecting it, but I don't really know what I was expecting. Well, it's a big thing, but that was fun. I do it at bloody 17 knots. Got to keep looking behind you here because those clippers come on you like that. Central, got a few parked up there. And then the O2. So ETA, we want to get there about 10 past 7 really, 20 past 7 in actual fact, so I'm trying to slow us down. How about this, James? Like 9,000 revs. And we're still doing 4 knots. So we're trying to shave some time off. There you go. It just, yeah. I want that to get to sort of, well, 20 past 7 really, and then if necessary we can speed up rather than, it's harder to slow down as things stand right now. Folks doing the O2 climb there. I'll be doing that in a couple of weeks for Harrison's birthday. VHF 14, I didn't show you the one at Margaret Nest, but there was one similar to that, and that prompted us to do our radio request through to the Thames Barrier. Me, another clipper, get out of his way, the cutty sark, and then we would see, if it was at night, we would see the meridian, the meridian laser. I think I was too busy sending bloody WhatsApp messages. I think I might have missed the meridian, the shot of it, but it's just over there anyway. That clipper's picking up from over there anyway. Good. Cool. Whoops. That's where they filmed Thor 3. Had the fight with the Elf King or whatever it was. Trying to keep out of the way. Got the Greenwich Meridian finally. Probably can't see it on that camera. And the Shard! Docklands, City Group, and then we'll see Canary Wharf in a second, wherever it's hiding. That's a nice one, that round one. Superb. She's getting a bit busy now. There was Canary Wharf hiding behind the other buildings in the Docklands. Yeah, and something else is creeping up behind us. A bit more chop coming here. We had a man overboard drill here. Someone's throwing an inflatable doll in the water. So here we are, but now we've got to take a buoy because we're a little bit early. He's quite short, the fella. They're not ready for us, so we will take the buoy. Panache and style, got it first time. Absolutely bossed it. See how these boys do. Alright, has he got it? Has he got it? You missed it? Go on, son. Hey, got a life jacket between them. Right, he's got it, just a little bit twisted, but he's on. Skipper's reversing. We had a clipper just come past when we had ours. They've got one now, but they've got the buoy. John was recovering while there was an actual clipper going past as well. But the lads have done alright. The lads have done alright. Nice big boat. We smashed that, mate. Well done.
Yeah.
Fucking great.
Yeah.
What a pickup. Very pleased. Anyway, now we've done that, it's only Tower Bridge. What are you thinking? And every boat on the River of London has decided to come under it, as we're here on a buoy getting kicked everywhere. Look at that, 3 of them all that way. Look at all this weight. I have to sit down. Legends. Thanks. I'll give it back to you, John. Thank you.
Okay. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon. I'll give you some room. You ready? Yep. Yep. Great. I've just been complimented as possibly the world's youngest westerly centaur driver, which is nice. Oh, they've got the Spanish galleon in again. That's good to look at. Action! Film it. Make sure that goes on.
Been here before, Sean?
I've never moored in here now. Right, well the camera bloody ran out of battery, didn't it, just as we were pulling in. But anyway, we're here, all berthed up. Lovely. Spring lines and everything. So, I think that'll do the job. Johnny's there. We were disposing of some rubbish. And now it's time for a long needed shower. So, a bit of water around the corner and then the shower blocks. Alright. Oh, sorry lads, but they were not very good toilet facilities. Jeez, came out, was wet, put my clothes on, and when I started drying myself off, no window. And puddle of someone else's shower water in the bottom of the shower before I started. Nice. Anyway, still St Kathrine Docks. Beautifully tied up. Oh no, kid.